एसी ऑन क्यों नहीं है यहाँ का?
रेगुलेशन और रीजन एंड रेगुलेशन होते हैं। रीजन एंड रेगुलेशन में ना ये केयरगार्ड ये सब दिस एक्सपीरियंस एविडेंस बेस्ड नॉन
Good afternoon. It's afternoon, na? अच्छा, it's 11. हमारे लिए क्या दिन क्या रात। अच्छा, क्या कर रहे थे लास्ट क्लास हम? I have to send PPT again. क्या समझ आया लास्ट क्लास?
there is something called samadhi experience is also regarded as the peak experience and answer to know the reality or realization. We have something called alaukika pratyaksha, meaning direct perception of truth. 2-3 steps of yoga: dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Dharana is like effortful focus. For example, if we consider a magnifying glass and a sun, and you have a paper, you try to focus the sunlight onto the paper at one point.
Okay.
At times, your hand might tremble, your focus might just get away, but still you try to get back that focus. So that is how dharana is. Effortful focus. And then dhyana, which is effortless flow. It is like continuous meditation. Example, like if you're watching something on TV continuously, you forget about all the distractions and all. So you go in a smooth flow. That is what
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Am I audible now
Yes, ma'am.
properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Yes, what is mysticism? क्या है ये सब, like meeting someone, right? So we are talking about God, we are talking about soul. So what it is?
Not be expressed.
Okay, can you say that this is something, immediate experience, right? Something, direct. Okay, so that's mysticism, right? So direct or immediate experience of God, right? So we are talking about immediate experience of reality, right? So we are not having this through senses or any logic, direct experience है, right? Inner awareness के through और direct realization के through, right? ना mysticism जो है basically sensory नहीं होता, direct access होता है किस चीज का, reality that is beyond our normal perception, ठीक है? अब यहाँ पे ना दो हमारे पास में एलिमेंट्स होंगे इसके, ठीक है? तो पहला हमारे पास है यूनियन विद गॉड, व्हिच इज एब्सोल्यूट। क्या बोलेंगे हम इसमें, व्हाट वी आर एक्सप्लेनिंग इन हियर, एनी आइडिया? मतलब कोई सेपरेशन नहीं है सेल्फ का और गॉड का, राइट? डायरेक्ट है, राइट? ना ही कोई बेसिकली मीडिएटर हमारे पास में, राइट? अब यहाँ पे you are not basically observing God, right? You are basically feeling that oneness, right? So that connection is there. The concept of oneness is over here, right? Because you are directly meeting God, right? For example, if you are feeling that I'm not, finally I'm like part of everything, right? So everything is one, ठीक है? सब कुछ क्या है, connected है, right? And that connected is with what? With God. So this is the first part, that is union with God, ठीक है? This is absolute, ठीक है? अब विलियम जेम्स के अकॉर्डिंग अगर मिस्टिकल आइडियाज की बात करें, we became one with absolute, right? And we became aware of that unity, ठीक है? अब direct awareness is the second one. Immediate knowledge, क्या है इसमें? किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? सप्तऋषि, but we are talking in the second one.
I think it is about mystical experiences that actually give immediate knowledge of ultimate reality or the pure consciousness that one can experience when one is actually encountering this divine entity.
Yes, in here we are talking about awareness, ठीक है? हम लोग knowledge की बात कर रहे हैं, right? So what we are understanding, there is awareness of reality, right? जो कि हमारे senses के through और intellect के through accessible नहीं है, right? अब मतलब you don't think about the truth, बल्कि you believe in truth, right? So you are experiencing truth directly, ठीक है? ठीक है, समझ में आया? ओके, अवेयरनेस है, बट दो टाइप के, यहाँ पे हम लोग यूनियन की बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे हम लोग नॉलेज की बात कर रहे हैं। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अवेयरनेस इन हियर, यहाँ पे हम लोग मीटअप की बात कर रहे हैं, विच इज एब्सोल्यूट। दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया गया है, मिस्टिज्म को दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया गया है, जहाँ पे हम लोग मीटिंग की बात करें, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अवेयरनेस, एंड एयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट नॉलेज, एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इंटेलेक्ट, ठीक है? ट्रुथ की बात कर रहे हैं। समझ में आया? क्या समझ में आया?
We have two concepts in this.
Hmm.
One is union with God,
Hmm.
the other thing is direct awareness.
Hmm.
Union with God is absolute, and
Hmm.
there's no separation between me and God.
Hmm.
It is a direct union with the unity.
Hmm.
When you're talking about direct awareness, it is the immediate knowledge,
Hmm.
experiencing directly through intellect.
Hmm. दैट मिस्टिकल इज अ डायरेक्ट अवेयरनेस ऑफ ट्रूथ, है ना? मतलब इंट्यूशन की बात कर रहे हैं, इनर परसेप्शन की हम लोग बात करते हैं, राइट? वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डायरेक्ट रियलाइजेशन इन है, ठीक है? ओके, सो अगर हम नेचर की बात करें मिस्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस का, सबसे पहले तो यही कि ये नॉन सेंसरी होता है, ठीक है? सेंसेस के बेसिस पे नहीं होता है, राइट? सो दिस इज द डायरेक्ट अवेयरनेस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, ठीक है। ना कोई सेंसेस है, ना कोई नॉलेज है, राइट, ना ही कोई फिजिकल परसेप्शन हमारे पास में जो कि हेल्प करती है टुवर्ड्स दिस रियलिटी, ठीक है। दूसरा इनफेबल है, कैसे, व्हाट इज इट, एग्जैक्टली, इट कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्रेस्ड फुली, राइट। दूसरा नोएटिक है, अरे ओके, ठीक है। उसके बाद ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव है, ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव क्यों, ठीक है। सप्तऋषि, ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव कैसे,
Yes, transformative basically means that these experiences often actually result in profound personal changes in individuals because it actually changes the life of a certain individual upside down, and they start to see reality from a different perspective. So it causes a profound transformation in individuals. As a result, it is very transformative.
ठीक है, समझ आया यहाँ तक, आर्य क्या समझ आया यहाँ तक,
We cannot sense it with our sensory organs, and intuition means we cannot express any words. And neurotic is in the realization of truth, and transformative means it brings changes in our own personality.
ओके अब हमारे पास में कुछ टाइप्स हैं इसके, ठीक है। वी हैव 4 टाइप्स ऑफ मिस्टिसिज्म, ठीक है। पहला टाइप हमारे पास में है मोनिस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म, ठीक है। मोनिस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म की अगर हम बात करें, सो व्हाट वी आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ये नॉन डुअल वाला एक्सपीरियंस है। नॉन डुअल वाला एक्सपीरियंस किसका था इंडियन फिलोसफी में, हर्षित, एग्जैक्टली, तो वही वाला कंसेप्ट है यहाँ पे, ठीक है। तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइप, यहाँ पे नॉन डुअलिटी की बात होती है, राइट। जैसे कि अद्वैत में बोला था कि दो नहीं है, राइट, देयर इज वन रियलिटी, व्हाट इज द वन रियलिटी, ब्रह्मा इज देयर, राइट। सो आदि शंकराचार्य की फिलोसफी में सबसे ज्यादा इस चीज को देखने को मिलता है, राइट। मोनिस्टिक का मतलब होता है मोनो, इट मींस वन, राइट। तो ओनली वन रियलिटी एग्जिस्ट इन है, ठीक है। सिर्फ एक रियलिटी है, एंड दैट रियलिटी इज अ डिवाइन रियलिटी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, ठीक है। मतलब ये ह्यूमन वर्सेस गॉड वाला, या फिर सोल वर्सेस यूनिवर्स वाला, या फिर सब्जेक्ट वर्सेस ऑब्जेक्ट वाला क्राइटेरिया नहीं है। एवरीथिंग इज वन यूनिफाइड रियलिटी, अल्टीमेट रियलिटी, ठीक है। अब मिस्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस में होता क्या है कि मोनिस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म में अ पर्सन इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग कि आई एम नॉट द सेपरेट रियलिटी, ठीक है, मैं एक ही रियलिटी हूँ, राइट। और उस रियलिटी के साथ में मैं कनेक्टेड हूँ, राइट। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट, अगर हम बात करें विलियम जेम्स ने क्या बोला था रिगार्डिंग दिस, which is non-duality के regarding, did he say anything? Saptarishi, what did William James talked about? Saptarishi, are you able to hear me? हो गया? What did he say about object and subject? What exactly did he say about object and subject?
Object and subject are one. Object is what is actually experienced. No man, I'm telling wrong.
Ara.
He says we do not agree with the word and soul are united. He is going with the concept of dualism. He says that he follows his philosophy is similar to the Buddhism. Like he is not accepting the soul and
क्लास में पढ़ने के बाद में घर पे नोट्स नहीं उठाते ना, हाँ हर्षित, नहीं, जो मैं पढ़ाती हूँ फिर उसके बाद थोड़ा सा इधर से सर्च वगैरह करके थोड़ा और you do that. What did you do?
I missed that William James concept because it was not clear. No.
Why it was not clear? क्या miss हुआ बताओ?
पता नहीं, I guess class में like you just brought up his name.
प्रेजेंट से कंपेयर करते हैं लाइक ये वाला जनरल नॉलेज का और फिर आपने बताया कि विलियम मसेस एक्सपीरियंस इटसेल्फ लाइफ इज एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ इटसेल्फ.
तो I brought William James comparing his philosophy with object and subject, ठीक है, and I brought him comparing Buddhism, ठीक है, वो मैंने इंडियन और वेस्टर्न के साथ में मिक्स कर रही थी, राइट, इट वाज नेसेसरी क्योंकि जब हम ऐसी थ्योरीज पढ़ते हैं तो इंडियन और वेस्टर्न दोनों का पर्सपेक्टिव होना चाहिए, बिकॉज लेटर ऑन आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग इंडियन फिलोसफी आई हैव टू कंपेयर वेस्टर्न फिलोसफर्स आल्सो, राइट, सो दिस इज व्हाई आई ब्रॉट विलियम जेम्स जो सिलेबस में भी मेंशन्ड है, ठीक है.
According to me, what I feel is when you bring a philosopher, if you give his own statement first, it will be a little clearer, I guess.
ठीक है, चलो, I'll do that.
Then we can go on comparing. That will be much easier.
Like by now, what did you understand from his theory?
Like when you talk about William James, his theory regarding the meaning of faith tells that faith is personal choice. So that is that. And then when you talk about the key features of religious experience, you told that William James gave the theory of ineffability, which is like cannot be experienced completely, or it is beyond words.
ठीक है, we'll keep one class for William James then. ठीक है, मंडे को छोटा सा पोर्शन विल कीप ऑफ दिस, ठीक है, अदरवाइज व्हाट विल डू लाइक ओनली 2 or 3 स्लाइड्स आर लेफ्ट, सो आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग दिस विल रिवाइज विलियम जेम्स, ठीक है, वी कैन डू दैट, ठीक है. अच्छा विलियम जेम्स का इसमें साथ में मैं कंपेयर करा दूंगी. ओके, पहला समझ में आया मोनिस्टिक में क्या हो रहा है, इसमें मिस्टिसिज्म वाले में अंडरस्टूड व्हाट वी आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, क्या समझ में आया यहाँ तक कि हम लोग क्या समझते हैं दैट वी आर नॉट सेपरेट बट वन रियलिटी वी आर, ठीक है. अब अद्वैत वेदांता का सबसे फेमस एग्जांपल है दैट ब्रह्मा अलोन इज रियल रियलिटी, ठीक है, उसी के साथ में कनेक्टेड है, वी आर नॉट सेपरेट, राइट, इवन सोल इज नॉट सेपरेट, ठीक है. यहाँ पे क्या बोला गया है कि ब्रह्मा ही है जो इनफाइनाइट है, इटर्नल है, राइट, इज द वन हु इज पोसेसिंग ऑल द स्किल्स एंड इज द वन हु इज बेसिकली कमिंग आउट विद द रियलिटी, ठीक है. अब he talks about atma also, ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी वही बात की गई है, ट्रू सेल्फ की बात की गई है, that we are not talking about your body only, we are not talking about your mind, but you are complete pure consciousness, right. अब उसके बाद में आइडेंटिटी की बात करें तो आत्मा ही ब्रह्मा है, राइट, आत्मा इज ब्रह्मा एंड ही टॉक्स अबाउट giving example कि suppose ocean is there and there are drops of water, right, so that complete ocean is there and this is how we see it, so in the same way brahma is the ultimate reality, brahma is the whole truth, ठीक है. अब उसके बाद में हमें सेपरेट इसलिए फील होता है क्योंकि माया इज देयर, इल्यूजन इज देयर, कितना डर के बोला इसने, ठीक है. अब उसके बाद में मोक्षा की बात भी यहाँ पर होती है, ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड. कोई क्वेश्चन? ओके, व्हाट इज इट, पहला क्या पार्ट है?
In that we have 4 features. First is non-sensory, which is like beyond understanding, which doesn't involve any senses. And then ineffable, which means cannot be experienced, is beyond words and cannot be expressed. And then noetic, which is direct truth and knowledge. And then transformative, which means the ego will get reduced and love and humility will be increased. And then moving, we have monistic mysticism, which also emphasizes on the non-dualistic concept, which means one reality. For example, if we talk about Advaita Vedanta's Indian philosophy, he says that Atman and Brahman are the same, but we experience differently because of the Maya which is present. It is also called as illusion.
ओके, ठीक है. अब इसके बाद में हमारे पास में थीस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म, ठीक है. थीस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म किसकी बात करेंगे? व्हाट डू यू थिंक वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट?
Is a person who believes in God, like his perception of God is different when compared to others. Like different theists have different perceptions, so each one of them might have different.
Do we have this concept of that soul is equal to God in here? So they believe that it's not that I am God, जैसे ऊपर वाले में कंपेयर किया था आदि शंकराचार्य ने, राइट. So they are saying that I am connected with God, right? So what they tell you are that you are basically having union with God, right? You are not basically, we are not talking about identity here, right? We are talking about union here, ठीक है? जैसे आदि शंकराचार्य ने किसके बारे में बात करी, आइडेंटिटी के बारे में बात करी, राइट? तो जैसे मोनिस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म में था कि आई एम गॉड, वो रिजेक्ट करते हैं, राइट? तो ये क्या बोलते हैं कि हम यूनियन करते हैं उनके साथ में, राइट? सो इट मींस व्हाट सोल एंड द कांसेप्ट ऑफ गॉड इज डिफरेंट इन हियर, राइट? तो मतलब दो रियलिटीज हमारे यहाँ पे, दो रियलिटीज कौन सी है? द टू रियलिटीज दैट वी हैव इज इन हियर, सोल एंड गॉड, ठीक है? तो इट मीन्स व्हाट, दैट सोल कैन एक्सपीरियंस क्लोजनेस आल्सो, लव आल्सो, यूनियन विद गॉड आल्सो, राइट? तो मतलब रिलेशनशिप है, राइट? जैसे आदि शंकराचार्य ने मर्ज कर दिया था, दैट मर्जर इज नॉट देयर, रिलेशनशिप इज देयर, ठीक है? उसके साथ साथ में अगर हम थीस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म की बात करें तो बेसिकली ऐसा फील हो सकता है दैट गॉड इज प्रेजेंट विद इन मी, राइट? और यू नो आई एम यूनियन विद गॉड, राइट? या फिर आई एम लव्ड बाय गॉड, ऐसे वाले कंसेप्ट हो सकते हैं, राइट? बट आदि शंकराचार्य के साथ में नहीं कि यू नो हम एक ही चीज है, राइट? कि जो ब्रह्मा फेस कर रहा है वही हम लोग फेस कर रहे हैं, व्हाटएवर ही इज फीलिंग सो आर वी, राइट? सो दिस कांसेप्ट इज नॉट देयर, ठीक है? अगर हम बात करें यूनियन की तो देयर इज टाइप ऑफ यूनियन, ठीक है? अब अगर हम बात करें पहला यूनियन विद आइडेंटिटी, ठीक है? विदाउट आइडेंटिटी, ठीक है? नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल यू नो आयरन एंड फायर इज देयर, मतलब आयरन जो है ग्लो करता है लाइक फायर, राइट? बट आयरन इज नॉट फायर, ठीक है? अगर कोई चीज सिमिलर दिख रही है, राइट, सो इट डज नॉट मीन कि हम उस चीज को मर्ज कर देंगे, राइट? मर्जर वाला कंसेप्ट यहाँ पर नहीं होगा। समझ में आया? उसके बाद में ओके, तो हमने यहाँ पे एक कंसेप्ट और पढ़ा था पर्सनल गॉड वाला, राइट? दैट गॉड इज पर्सनल, गॉड इज लविंग, राइट? गॉड इज सेपरेट, राइट? सो यही कंसेप्ट क्रिश्चियन में भी चलता है, राइट? यही कंसेप्ट हमारा इस्लाम में भी चलता है, ठीक है? अंडरस्टूड टिल है? तो वी हैव लाइक डिफरेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ओवर हियर, डिवोशन है, लव इज देयर, राइट? उसके बाद में डुअलिटी इज देयर, यूनियन, राइट? बट मर्जर नहीं है, राइट? उसके बाद में मोर इमोशनल कंसेप्ट इज देयर, राइट? लेस एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है एज कंपेयर टू द प्रीवियस वन, ठीक है? आ रहा है समझ में? आया? व्हाट डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड?
Which talks about the soul and God is different. They focus on the concept of dualism. It says that soul experience love, connection, relation with the God, but God sometimes we also feel that God is present in me. It doesn't mean that God and our soul is equal. They're just like burning honey looks like a fire, but it's not fire. Similarly, the thing seems similar with others. It doesn't mean it must do it.
Saptarishi, what did you understand from this?
Yeah, basically, what I understand is that monistic this is the method of almost spiritual that combines the reunification of the individual and the archetype, the Brahman. So basically, it is the direct
Saptarishi, your voice is breaking. Rejoin, please. Acha, from Monday we'll have class in Apsara. Is it okay for you? You have to travel from here to there.
Monday, timetable in Monday class is there from Tuesday.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. No, it's from Monday only, 6 April.
Can
The
you hear
timings are,
me now?
it's 2 to 2:30. हाँ बच्चा, I can hear you. The timings are also changed. It's 2 to 3:20 from Monday onwards. Saptarishi, I hope that you are aware the timings of classes are changed.
What is the time? I don't know.
The timings are 2 to 3:20.
Okay, ma'am.
Now I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. So, according to monistic mysticism, it is actually a form of spiritual life that combines the reunion of mystic individual or mystic world and and the ultimate reality, that is the Brahma. So it is an intense direct experience of the divine. Basically, it actually often centers, uh, it mostly depends on the non-dualistic nature of our understanding of reality. It's like how individual and the ultimate truth, or Brahma, foundational truth, that is one. That is the basis of this idea. Monistic Islam. We are getting, we are actually uniting with Brahma. The self is actually uniting with Brahma, and this is the monistic system that you are talking about. Then there is the uh, history system, which is actually a religious focused on personal union or communication with divine or personal God or Ishvara, rather than personal absolute. So actually it emphasizes on this relationship, and actually it is distinction between soul and God. And it is very common to Christianity use Islam tradition. So this is the big idea of mystic mysticism and theistic mysticism.
Okay. The second one we have is nature mysticism. So in here, what we are doing, we are basically talking about universe. Okay? We are basically covering each and everything. Okay? Universe is there, nature is there, right? So what they are telling to us, that nature and you are one thing. Okay? All these things are one. Okay? You are not separate from nature, right? So we are talking about combining ourselves, unity with the whole universe, right? So we are talking about nature also, we are talking about cosmos also, we are talking about existence also, right? अब यहाँ पे फोकस नहीं है पर्सनल गोड पर नहीं होता है, राइट? व्हाट वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन एंटायर यूनिवर्स, राइट? दैट इज बेसिकली कनेक्टिंग, दैट इटसेल्फ फील्स डिवाइन टू अस, राइट? दैट इटसेल्फ इज डिवाइन, ठीक है? नाउ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट दिस एक्सपीरियंस, क्या होता है यहाँ पे, दे think that I am nature, right? So I am basically connected or united with nature, right? So there is no separation between me and universe, ठीक है? जैसे पहले ब्रह्मा को माना जाता था, same thing is over here, right? So what they are telling to us, that you do not need God as like person, right? You are meeting God through what? Through nature, right? That feel divinity, that basically is everywhere, ठीक है? So this is nature mysticism, ठीक है? समझ में आया what we are talking about? अब cosmic unity की अगर बात करें, this is the experience of oneness with the cosmos, ठीक है? So you are meeting perfect divine world in here, ठीक है? अब सेल्फ और गॉड की बात नहीं हो रही है, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सेल्फ, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रीज, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट स्काई, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनिमल्स एंड यूनिवर्स, ठीक है? ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इज कनेक्टेड. सो द सेम कंसेप्ट वाज गिवन बाय वन थिंकर हुज नेम इज, इसके बारे में बात कर चुकी हूँ, स्पिनोजा. क्या बात किया था? हाँ, गुड. क्या बात की थी स्पिनोजा ने? Exactly. Good. So what did he say? That God and nature are equal, right? So a person sitting somewhere, right, is not separate from the world, balki wo connected hai, right? So the entire universe itself is there, right? So only one substance is existing, ठीक है? And that substance is what? God or nature, ठीक है? इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Pantheism बोलते हैं, ठीक है? ठीक है? So the one who is connecting this idea, ठीक है, with nature is known as pantheism, ठीक है? अब pantheism का मतलब क्या होता है? All, right? Theism का मतलब क्या होता है? God, right? So everything is what? Everything is God, ठीक है? और God को यहाँ पे इन्होंने किस चीज से कनेक्ट किया? नेचर के साथ. अंडरस्टूड? सप्तऋषि गॉट इट बच्चा? So what they are telling to us, that these trees, universe, river, right? Each and everything is God, right? So this is the just expression of the reality, ठीक है? Of the God reality, ठीक है? अब इसके बाद में nature mystical अगर हम बात करें, तो a person is there who is feeling deep peace in nature, ठीक है? There is loss of like ego also, right? And that person is basically uniting with the surroundings, right? उसके साथ साथ में timelessness is also there. तो ये सारे के सारे features हैं of this nature, ठीक है? जो कि हमें feel कराता है when we are connecting with the cosmos. Understood? सप्तऋषि got it? तो अगर हम मोनिस्टिक मिस्टिसिज्म की बात करें तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एब्सोल्यूट रियलिटी, ठीक है? लेकिन जब हम लोग नेचर की बात करें तो हम यहाँ पे यूनिवर्स की बात करते हैं, राइट? अगर उसकी बात करें बेसिकली इन मोनिस्टिक वी आर कंसीडरिंग आइडिया एज टू बी एब्सोल्यूट, ठीक है? जहाँ पे हम लोग गॉड के साथ में कंपेयर करते हैं, राइट? सेल्फ को एब्सोल्यूट के साथ में कंपेयर करते हैं, बट हम यहाँ पे सेल्फ को किसके साथ कंपेयर कर रहे हैं? कॉस्मोस के साथ कंपेयर कर रहे हैं, नेचर के साथ कंपेयर कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू. समझ में आया? व्हाट फीचर्स? कि we are feeling peace in nature, that one, ठीक है, we are feeling peace in nature, ठीक है, like there is loss of ego as well, ठीक है, we are feeling connected, united, ठीक है, उसके साथ साथ में timelessness is there, basically you are not feeling like that anything is stopped, right, it's like the continuation. समझ आया? Saptarishi, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the another is numinous. Numinous क्या होता है? It's opposite of what we have like read so far.
Direct feeling of divine presence. Direct feeling of divine presence.
Give me an example.
Like, for example, yesterday we discussed about the role of theory, right? Mysterium tremendum. It fascinates. So it's basically when we see something very abnormal or mystical, we feel like first we feel fear, and then it is also awe-striking. It is also surprising. But still, we are very attracted towards it.
Okay, ठीक है. Numinous का मतलब होता है that you are experiencing holy as like something very completely different from us. So there is a separation, ठीक है. तो कोई unity नहीं है, but you are encountering with the powerful, mysterious divine, ठीक है. यही चीज हमारी रुडोल्फ ने दी थी. क्या बोला ना तो उन्होंने separation is there. Separation between you, between what? Between you and divine, ठीक है. So what he is explaining to us that you know this Numen, it means divine power, ठीक है, मतलब sacred presence is there, मतलब it is not logical, it is not sensory, ठीक है, और ना ही ये explain करने लायक है, right? So ये direct emotional है, right? This is the spiritual experience that we are talking about. Understood? Got it? Okay, write down words. Mysterium, tremendum, at et, at fascinans, FASCINANS, mysterium tremendum at fascinum. तो mysterium tremendum का मतलब क्या है? I've explained to you, I think in previous class. क्या है?
The explanation or experience of something which is greater than us, but at the same time amazing of the presence of.
Mysterium tremendum का मतलब है terrifying mystery, ठीक है? Something which is very fearful, right? So when a person is experiencing the divine, ठीक है, तो that person will feel small, that person will feel powerless, right? That person will feel, you know, basically, you know, different kind of emotions, right? Overwhelming situation होगी उसके लिए, right? Like you are standing in front of something that is infinitely powerful, right? अब उसके बाद में fascinance का मतलब क्या है? Attraction, ठीक है? So at the same time you will basically drawn towards that person also. क्यों? क्योंकि you are you know having love and attraction both, right? उसके बाद में you want to move closer to that person, ठीक है? उसके बाद में मतलब अगर हम fearful और attractive दोनों को combine कर रहे हैं, right? So there are like two emotions which contrast between these two, right? But they are existing together, right? So this is numinous experience, right? अब एक बार बात करें numinous mysticism की, तो when God basically a person is feeling that God is beyond me, right? क्यों? क्योंकि वो बहुत ज्यादा powerful है, right? उसके साथ साथ में he is you know mysterious also, right? I can never fully understand this person and I can never feel and basically express this person also, this divine also. ठीक है, समझ में आया? Okay, and he also described this like holy other, मतलब we cannot compare it with anyone, right? मतलब we cannot compare them like others also, like humans also, right? और ना ही उनको fully कभी understand किया जाता है because of his features, right? Which are completely different from us, right? And beyond reasons they are, ठीक है? Got it? Numinous कैसे है? So numinous is more about encounter, ठीक है? He is not talking about union, बल्कि वो encounter की बात कर रहे हैं. He is basically talking about meeting, ठीक है? समझ में आ गया? सप्तऋषि अंडरस्टूड? सप्तऋषि आई थिंक ही लेफ्ट. हाँ, समझ आया? क्या समझ आया चारों में? हाँ.
There is a several types of mysticism. First one is monastic mysticism. It is focused on the non-duality, which is similar to the Advaita Vedanta theory. It says that there is only one reality, which is the ultimate truth. Here, the Atma is the true self, and Atma is equal to Brahma. And just like the ocean, there is a drop. The soul is also a drop of ocean. When it become merged, it's become equal. And second one is theoretic mysticism. It says that soul and God is different. Soul experience love, connection, relation with the God, and God is sometimes it feels like God is present in me. But just like iron, a burning iron looks like a fire, but not fire. Similarly, the things which look similar, it doesn't mean it merge together. And the third one is natural mysticism. It says that nature and you are one. As just like Spinoza says in the pantheism theory, he says that he focused on the entire universe. He says that I am the nature, I am not separate from God, and there is no separation between you and nature. Meeting perfect divine means meeting with nature. Spinoza says that only one substance is existing, which is God. Nature is the experience of God, and nature is the expression of God reality. There are some features which says that laws of ego, timeless connection with God are some features of the nature's mysticism. And fourth one is luminous, which is direct feeling, emotion, and the spiritual expression of the divine. There is separation between you and God. Uh, and the theory of mysticism tremendous says that terrifying mystery. It says that people feels overwhelming situation, but also attracts towards it. There are two contradictory experienced by humans or a soul, which uh, which says that the God is so vast to understand, but also attracts towards it, and we cannot compare it with others and cannot fully understand. It is moral about it. The theory of numinous is more about the environment.
Okay. Harshit.
So we discussed about types of mysticism. We have four types of mysticism. First one is monastic, second one is theistic, third one is nature, and fourth one is numinous. So in monastic mysticism, we have seen the concept of non-duality, meaning one eternal or supreme reality. For example, if we consider the theory of Advaita Vedanta of Indian philosophy, he says that Atman and Brahman are one. So we feel duality because of Maya illusion. So that is what is defined in monastic mysticism. And then theistic mysticism, here we see about the dual concept. We have soul and God, which are two separate things. They are not one, but we feel connected. We can experience everything like union and presence. We feel that God is present in me. For example, a fruit grows in a tree, but it is not the tree. So that is how it is defined. And then nature mysticism. We are not separate from nature. This tells that focusing on entire universe, we meet God through nature, and it is also termed as cosmic unity, given by Spinoza in his theory of pantheism, stating that God and nature are one. Everything is in the expression of reality. Comparing self with cosmos, nature, and here the figures are lot of ego, we feel united, we feel continuous, and timelessly connected to God. That is the numerous mysticism given by Rodolfo. He tells that there is separation between you and God. He has given a phrase stating mysterious tremendous fascinance, which means learning about God is tremendously mysterious, also fearful, also awe-striking, but still it is attractive as well. So it cannot be compared to any other. God is too vast and mysterious to understand.
Okay, Saptarishi.
Oh, yes, ma'am. So basically, we are talking about nature mysticism first, which is basically the spiritual and non-dogmatic practice that hides the divine, sacred, or universal oneness directly to the nature or natural world. In this case, we are actually fostering a deep sense of connectivity with the nature as well as the universe and cosmos, which actually goes with the idea given by philosopher who said cosmos we, which basically means something that which exists in itself. So basically, he's talking about how God is nature and nature is God. Basically, we are a part of nature as we are part of God. So in essence, this is the basic idea of nature mysticism, where we are all actually have personal, often intuitive experience of becoming one with the nature itself. So this is the nature mysticism, and then there is luminous, mysticism as given by Rudolf Otto, a German philosopher and religionist of 19th or 20th century. In his book, he defined religious experience as the numinous, a non-rational subjective encounter with a holy other, transcendent reality in transcendent reality. So in the book, the idea of holy, he actually characterized the experience as mysterium tremendum et fascinus, which implies a terrifying yet fascinating mystery that causes fear, awe, and deep fascination. For example, I might say that mountain is seen as so beautiful, dangerous, terrifying thing which there can happen side and anything can happen, avalanche can happen. So it is terrifying, but as well as it is also beautiful. So this is similar to that. That the divinity is so much bigger or so much uh, vast, infinite that we are terrified of it, but we are as well we are awe of this vastness. We are attracted to this infiniteness. So this is the basic idea given by Lol Watto about luminous mysticism.
Okay. Acha, I have one question for you. Now, because we have like read types of these mystical theories, okay? So if a person is there and he has like a deep mystical experience and feels like I'm the one with the universe, okay? So there is a person who feels that I'm the one with the universe, okay? जैसे कि स्पिनोजा ने बोला था, right? So this idea is of कौन सा part है ये? What is the type here? ठीक है. But there is another person who feels like God is completely separate and beyond me. ठीक है, जैसे रुडोल्फ ने बोला था, right? And I want to ask you that whose idea is like closer to the truth? Which one is like making more sense to you and closer to the truth?
I would say that I might go with the nature mysticism. I find it one part of nature. Nature is the ultimate thing that we.
Which concept did you choose?
Nature mysticism. I think that we are part of nature, and nature is the ultimate picture that we can comprehend.
Why are you criticizing the concept of Rudolph?
I'm not criticizing Rudolph, but I feel like that I'm to toward nature mysticism because on personal level, I think that we are part of nature. I don't feel that there is there is some entity, supreme entity that divine entity that is separate from nature, and this supreme entity is looking at us, and we are actually fascinated by this idea. But for me, on personal level, I think nature is the supreme reality, and we are part of nature. Everyone is part of nature, and we are linked to nature. That is the thing that we can comprehend because nature can be seen, but the divine entity can't be seen or can't be cooked. But nature, we can see nature around us. We are part of nature. It can be said. So I go toward nature, which is a more than idea of rural.
ठीक है, makes sense. Ara.
According to me, the nature is more focused on non-dualism. For me, which is not more acceptable. Like I think that individual identity also exists. Like a person is not equal to nature. It can be a part of nature, but not equal to nature. But in the similar way, the humanist says that there is direct feeling of emotion separation and in my spiritual experience of God, which for me, which is more acceptable. Like he is something which we cannot express in words, which is beyond our understanding. And sometimes it's afraid us also, but it attracts us at the same time. So for me, the humanist mysticism is more acceptable.
Well, for me, I partly agree with both the ideas because when you talked about the person who told he is with the nature, like how did he know? Did he attain liberation to know that he is with the nature? So that is one of the questions which just comes into my mind currently. Because if you don't attain liberation or if you don't get salvated, how will you know that you are in connection with the nature?
ठीक है, makes sense.
So
ठीक है.
that is one. Then talking about humanist mysticism, this it widely makes sense because when you see a unicorn, for suppose, the first thing you will feel it is mysterious because you don't know how to perceive it. According to books, you will think it is a mystical creature and all. You will think it is good as well. But the perception of unicorn you cannot understand, like how if it really attacks or if it is really that cool or peaceful as mentioned in the book, it is that heavenly creature or no. So it depends upon the understanding.
अच्छा, we are discussing about this. I want to ask you कि जो हमारा culture है, जो हमारा religion है, right? Is this shaping our viewpoints? Partially या फिर totally it is shaping? जो भी हमारे पास experience होता है, right? Whatever experiences we are talking about, mystical में जितने भी experiences की बात करी, so is it the one who is changing our viewpoints? और अगर मैं change की बात कर रही हूँ, is it psychological also that these ideas are implanted in our mind?
It's not like partly. When you ask me, I would say one sentence: the perception of reality is more real than the reality itself.
Okay, good.
So I think when you talk about all this mysticism types of things and other theories, so they are partly like they are getting inculcated within us. So they
Agree.
are shaping, yeah.
So not partially, fully.
Partially.
Partially.
Yes. Because some people do follow and some people.
So you feel reasoning is there of ours.
Yes, like as you told, like reasoning acts as a tool, right? So people must follow.
Ar.
States are mind, thinking ability, or personality as well. So yes, we can say that partially our personality or our thinking ability is shaped by our religious belief. But as we are human, we can think critically. So it's not completely, but it's partial.
Saptarishi? Yes, ma'am. What I feel is that as humans, we don't actually have our own identity from the beginning. We are a melting pot of different viewpoints because we have passed through various cultures, civilizations. So our thought process also is very much influenced by the things we read or the people we listen to. Our culture, our ideas. So it's so much influenced by our ancestors, the knowledge we gain from books, the spiritual people who we get to. Everything is very much influenced by that. So our own viewpoint is not created from the beginning. If we think, if this melting pot of our mind experiences throughout life, we get a idea, and then we might try to structure our own viewpoint from that. But it is not totally free from these previous ideas because if we look at all the philosophers, we might find some similarities from the previous ones. Like they are actually taking their ideas from their ancestors or the previous philosophers. So, as a result, our own ideas are also shaped by how we live or how we think. Or whatever we read, we are just melting pot of that. And after a certain point of time, when we gain enough experience and we have the understanding, our mind works, and ultimately we can create our our individualistic identity or individual thought process or our own viewpoint, our own perspective. Then.
ठीक है, ओके, नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट नेचर, ठीक है, रिलीजियस एक्सपीरियंस का नेचर कैसे होता है. सो फिलोसफी डिवाइडेड दिस इनटू टू पार्ट, साइकोलॉजिकल और एक्सपीरियंशियल. ठीक है, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट साइकोलॉजिकल, ठीक है, अब हुआ ये कि पहले जो हमारा ट्रेडिशनल व्यू था, रिलीजन जो हमारा कंसीडर किया जाता था गॉड से, राइट, थियोलॉजी से, राइट, ऐसी डॉक्ट्रिन्स के साथ में कंसीडर किया जाता था, राइट. बट मॉडर्न फिलोसफर्स केम एंड दे शिफ्टेड दिस आइडिया टू ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द डिवाइन, राइट. तो द फोकस वाज कि व्हाट इज गॉड वाला कंसेप्ट जो पहले होता था, नाउ दे स्टार्टेड आस्किंग दैट हाउ डू ह्यूमंस एक्सपीरियंस द कंसेप्ट ऑफ गॉड, राइट. पहले क्वेश्चन क्या होता था दैट व्हाट इज गॉड, बट हाउ वी आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग गॉड वाला क्वेश्चन कभी पूछा नहीं जाता था. सो दिस शिफ्ट वाज सी. ठीक है, अब अगर हम बात करें साइकोलॉजिकल नेचर की, तो क्या हम बात करेंगे इसमें, एनी आइडिया व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग इन हियर? ओके, ठीक है, गुड. तो यहाँ पे बेसिकली वी आर ट्रीटिंग इट एज लाइक मेंटल, ठीक है, इनर फिनोमेना की बात कर रहे हैं, जिसमें हमारे पास में इन्वॉल्वमेंट क्या होगा, इमोशंस का, फीलिंग्स का, और साथ साथ में कॉन्शियसनेस का एंड पर्सन ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आल्सो, राइट. मतलब रिलीजन इज स्टडीड एज लाइक साइकोलॉजिकल स्टेट ऑफ माइंड, राइट. उसके बाद में इफ वी टॉक अबाउट विलियम जेम्स, उन्होंने बेसिकली बात करी थी और द वेराइटीज ऑफ रिलीजियस एक्सपीरियंस, राइट. तो उन्होंने रिलीजन को ऐसे डिफाइन किया था कि इट इज फीलिंग, इट इज बेसिकली एक्ट, ठीक है, वो एक्सपीरियंस है ऑफ इंडिविजुअल इन देयर सॉलिट्यूड, राइट, इन रिलेशन टू व्हाट दे कंसीडर डिवाइन. ठीक है, तो किसकी बात करी उन्होंने, एक्सपीरियंस की बात करी, राइट. जिस चीज को भी डिवाइन मान रहे हैं, राइट, he they that person is talking about what that person is experiencing it, right, that person is feeling it, acting towards it. ठीक है ना, इसका मतलब क्या है, रिलीजियस जो है पर्सनल हुआ, अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम रिलीजियस क्या हुआ, इंटरनल हुआ, राइट. उसके साथ साथ में इमोशनल हुआ, राइट. सिर्फ रैशनल नहीं है, इमोशनल भी है. ठीक है, पर्सनल, इंटरनल एंड इमोशनल. अंडरस्टूड, आ रहा है, समझ में आया. मतलब यहाँ पे रिलीजन जो है इज इंडिविजुअल, ठीक है, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वन पर्सन, राइट. मतलब इट इज नॉट अबाउट टेम्पल्स, इट इज नॉट अबाउट चर्चेस, बल्कि यहाँ पे पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट. दूसरा फोकस किस पर है, फीलिंग्स पर है, राइट. वी आर कंसीडरिंग व्हाट, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पीस, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फियर, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट जॉय, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सरेंडर. ठीक है, तो ये सारे के सारे कंसेप्ट यहाँ पर इन्वॉल्व है, राइट. सो पर्सन इज प्रेइंग एंड फीलिंग डीप पीस, राइट. एक सडन सेंस ऑफ डिवाइन प्रेजेंस इज देयर, राइट. फिर उसके बाद में ट्रूथ, दैट इट इज बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन इफेक्ट्स. ठीक है, तो जेम्स विलियम यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं, ही इज सेइंग दैट डू नॉट आस्क दैट इफ इट इज ट्रू और नॉट, राइट. आपको क्या पूछना है, दैट व्हाट डज इट डू टू अ पर्सन. ठीक है, क्या चेंजेस लेकर आता है, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की बात करते हो, राइट. सो इफ इट इज इम्प्रोवाइजिंग लाइफ, राइट, या फिर वो मीनिंग दे रहे हैं नहीं, या फिर उसके साथ साथ में कोई मोरल चेंज आ रहा है नहीं. ठीक है, ये क्वेश्चन आपको पूछना चाहिए. ठीक है, अब दूसरा हमारे पास में एक्सपीरियंशियल नेचर की, ये तीनों समझ में आए, कौन कौन से तीनों हमारे पास में. हाँ, इंडिविजुअल की बात हो रही है, फीलिंग की बात हो रही है और ट्रुथ की बात हो रही है. ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड, अरे गॉट इट. अब एक्सपीरियंशियल में क्या बात करेंगे, एनी आइडिया व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग इन हियर. तो पहले साइकोलॉजिकल में क्या कर रहे थे, ओके, ठीक है. तो इन एक्सपीरियंशियलिंग वी आर बेसिकली टॉकिंग अबाउट डायरेक्टली लिविंग इट. ठीक है, सिर्फ एक्सपीरियंस की बात नहीं हो रही है, सिर्फ बिलीफ की बात नहीं हो रही है, फेथ की बात नहीं होती है, वी आर एक्चुअली लिविंग इट. ठीक है, अब इसमें भी वही इमीडिएट है, मतलब डायरेक्ट फीलिंग इज देयर, राइट. उसके साथ साथ में इट इज पर्सनल, राइट. एंड अनदर थिंग, इट कैन नॉट बी फुली डिस्क्राइब्ड. एंड द फोर्थ इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट जो हमने पहले पढ़ा था, विच इज that it cannot be expressed with words, right. तो ये चारों के चारों फीचर्स यहाँ पर हैं, what which are immediate, personal, cannot be expressed without words, cannot be explained, ठीक है, और ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव भी है. सप्तऋषि अंडरस्टूड, आर्य अंडरस्टूड. अब विलियम जेम्स ने 4 कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स दिए थे इस चीज के, क्या क्या था, पहला था इनफेबिलिटी, राइट, व्हिच टॉक्स अबाउट व्हाट, It cannot be expressed with words, right? उसके बाद में noetic quality is there, which is ठीक है, and the third one is transiency, which is transiency. ओके गुड, मतलब जो हमारा एक्सपीरियंस होता है, राइट, ट्रांजिशंस तो ये होता है, राइट, उसके साथ में चेंजेस होते हैं, इमोशंस के चेंजेस होते हैं, राइट, एंड अनदर पार्ट इज कि वो बेसिकली ज्यादा टाइम तक नहीं रहते दीज इमोशंस, राइट, दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी एक्सपीरियंस टू यू लाइक फॉर अ लॉन्गर ड्यूरेशन, ठीक है, एक टाइम के बाद में फेड हो जाएंगे, राइट. उसके साथ साथ में दिस इज पैसिविटी ऑल्सो, मतलब यू आर नॉट कंट्रोलिंग इट, इट इज जस्ट हैपनिंग टू यू, राइट, यू डू नॉट हैव कंट्रोल टू इट, ठीक है. अब रुडोल्फ ने यहाँ पे एक चीज बोली थी, राइट, उन्होंने यहाँ पे बोला कि you are experiencing it, right? So it means what? You are having all the feelings, right? Fear is there, awe is there, right? All the feelings are basically happening to you, right? उन्होंने बोला कि ये rational है, उसके साथ साथ में it is deeply felt to you, right? So it means what? He is also talking about subjectivity, he is talking about individuality, ठीक है? समझ में आया यहाँ तक? Understood? तो वेस्टर्न व्यूअर्स, यहाँ तक हमें क्या समझ में आया कि वेस्टर्न व्यूअर्स इस चीज को कैसे लेके चलता है, दैट रैश बेसिकली दिस रिलीजन इज नॉट जस्ट बिलीव्स, राइट, बल्कि ये हमारा लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंस भी है, राइट. लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंस के साथ साथ में दिस इज साइकोलॉजिकल also, as it is doing what it is, expression, right, it is about emotions also, ठीक है. तो वेस्टर्न फिलोसफी में रिलीजियस एक्सपीरियंस को कैसे समझा जाता है, साइकोलॉजिकल और एक्सपीरियंशियल व्यू पॉइंट्स के थ्रू, राइट, जहाँ पे हम लोग पर्सनल, इमोशनल और उसके साथ साथ में ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव इनकाउंटर करते हैं विद द डिवाइन, राइट, रेदर देन हैविंग एब्सोल्यूट मोरालिटी, या फिर रेदर देन हैविंग दिस एब्सोल्यूट मीटिंग, हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, थियोलॉजिकल डॉक्ट्रिन भी इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, ठीक है, जिसमें हमारे पास इमोशनल इज देयर एंड द सेकंड वन इज साइकोलॉजिकल, ठीक है. गॉट इट? दिस इज द वेस्टर्न फिलोसफी वी हैव, जिसमें एग्जांपल में हमने विलियम जेम्स को समझा. Saptarishi understood?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you understand? Saptarishi. Harshit.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Yes. So we are talking about the nature, and it actually can be differentiated between psychological as well as experience as through the experience. That is, and the experience is very much immediate, personal, can't be explained, as said by William James, the American philosopher, who said that these experiences are ineffable, which basically means can't fully be described in words. Noetic, basically it offers deep insight or knowledge, intellect, transient, short-lived and passive, happening to the person and person, basically. And in this case, the person are actually humans feel that they are controlled by superior power. So this is the basic idea how this experience actually works. Then there is the psychological idea that this experience is very much personal and very much eternal. Basically, this feeling is very individual. So it is very much subjective and actually it is personal and inward experience. Like this experience can be understood by many humans differently. Basically, because our knowledge is very limited, so we can't comprehend the whole truth. So we understand part of it. So this experience is very much subjective and it actually differs from person to person. So this is the basic idea how the nature of this experiences actually works through psychological as well as experience.
Okay. यहाँ तक कोई क्वेश्चन है? Anything that you want me to repeat? आ रहा समझ में आया? आज तो टेस्ट भी है तुम्हारा? So you like submit it to me later या फिर?
Submit it later because अभी साढ़े 12 बजे I have to go there.
कब तक है? फिर उसके बाद? ठीक है, फिर बाद में दे देना. ठीक है. Okay. You can also give it to me later. ठीक है. So I just want to see that how exactly you are writing the answers. ठीक है. So do not take pressure. ठीक है. Marks वगैरह नहीं दूंगी. Do not worry about anything. ठीक है. आराम से मुझे सिर्फ देखना है exactly how you are forming sentences, words कैसे लिख रहे हो. ठीक है. So do not consider this one as test. ठीक है. Although it will be filled with red marks. Kidding. Okay. So now we are going to understand about Sigmund Freud. Ever heard of his name? No. What did you read about him? लाइक
Yeah, quotes are
रील पर आते हैं बस.
not illegal,
हाँ.
but that when I was studying in college,
Hmm.
my environmental sir used to talk about it.
Hmm.
Right?
What do you think he might be telling about, religion? What his like structure would be about religion? You have read his quote, right? So I'm sure that you are aware of his philosophy, what he believes in. He's a psychologist. So what he believes in.
Perception of mind to reality
Hmm.
must also be thinking about the experience. Just things that you experience.
आवाज कहाँ है तुम्हारी? हाँ, मुझे सुनने में तकलीफ हो रही है आज, पता है? हाँ.
Maybe he must have told believe things based upon experience.
Okay. So he said that there is no concept of religion. Okay, this is psychological illusion, right? So what he is telling to us कि जो religion वाला concept है, right? This is not real. Objectively ये real नहीं है. This is just psychological illusion, right? जो कि humans ने बनाया, right? Now अब उसके बाद the question arises that why do humans create religion? Why they are creating this? ठीक है? अब इसमें उन्होंने बोला, सिगमंड ने बोला that human are feeling fear of death. ठीक है? They are they have fear of nature. ठीक है? Uncertainty का fear है उनको, right? So for this reason they created this concept of religion. ठीक है? मतलब they have this helplessness also. Helplessness का मतलब है lack of control, right? And this is true also if we look at the history. ठीक है? तो अगर हम देखें हिस्ट्री की तरफ, we'll understand that why religion was created. ठीक है? To basically make a balance in the society. ठीक है? अगर हमारी सोसाइटी में बैलेंस चाहिए, make religion. Why? Because we'll have one unity, we'll have one uniform idea, right? And it will keep us united also. ठीक है? हम एक ही चीज पर बिलीव करेंगे तो हम एक ही तरीके से मोरल एक्ट को लेकर चलेंगे and will behave in that act only. ठीक है? And this is the idea that he was coming up with. क्या बोलता है वो? That our mind try to protect itself, right? So this is why we created the idea of religion. ठीक है? अब उन्होंने बोला that God is considered as like father figure. ठीक है? Father figure का मतलब क्या है? And अगर हम reality में देखें तो we children are like dependent on father, right? So if anything is going to happen, ठीक है, we are going to blame him, right? And this is human tendency. Psychologically भी हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कोई भी situation आती है, we love to blame everyone. ठीक है? अब इसमें यहाँ पे concept क्या आता है? We are considering them as a father. क्यों? क्योंकि हमें प्रोटेक्शन मिलेगी, राइट? प्रोटेक्शन के साथ साथ में सिक्योरिटी विल बी देयर एंड गाइडेंस विल आल्सो बी देयर, राइट? सो फॉर दिस रीजन वी आर क्रिएटिंग इट. ठीक है? तो इट्स नॉट दैट need is not required, need is there. ठीक है? So it gets projected into the concept of God, right? So this is why we are creating this. उसके बाद में प्रोजेक्शन की बात उन्होंने करी है. What is projection? प्रोजेक्शन का मतलब क्या है? What we are talking about, projection क्या?
Projection is like an offset.
What offset?
जो हम दिखाने चाहते हैं that is not.
मतलब उन्होंने बोला कि जो नीड है ना, इट इज नॉट डिसअपियरिंग, ठीक है, बल्कि वो गॉड पर प्रोजेक्ट हो जाती है. तो व्हाट इज इट? व्हाट इज प्रोजेक्शन इन है? सप्तऋषि, व्हाट इज प्रोजेक्शन इन है? So we are projecting our inner needs, ठीक है, onto something that is external, right? Onto that object, right? And who is that object? The object is God, right? So in religion we are creating God in our image, ठीक है, हम God को create करते हैं. फिर उसके बाद में we believe that God is real, right? So this religious experience is what? That our mind who is being reflected, ठीक है, खुद का ही reflection है ये, right? And we are creating some real entity out of it, ठीक है. Now when we talk about him, he says that अगर long term में यही रहा, right? So this can be very harmful also for the society. Do you also believe this? Yes. So अच्छा, एक और चीज, religion को उसने illusion बोला है, not lie. And there is a difference between illusion and lie. ठीक है? So always remember whenever you are marking his word, mention it that he called it illusion. ठीक है? Not lie. उसने fake नहीं बोला, सिर्फ illusion बोला. ठीक है? Yes.
When he told that his our self desires and needs we
हाँ.
projected. We are just creating an entity, just projecting our desires and all onto it.
क्योंकि देखो, lie होता है that is like knowingly false, right? But when we talk about illusion, illusion is like belief that is based on desires. ठीक है? तो दोनों में ये difference है, and this is why he called it illusion. ठीक है? मतलब now because we wanted protection. ठीक है? So we started believing in protective God also. ठीक है? अब उसके बाद में when someone is feeling that I felt like God's presence, right? So Freud would say that it is, emotional need, एक unconscious desire है जो उस moment पर required है उस आदमी के लिए, right? Mental state की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे, right? So this is not the actual contact with the God, right? This is the illusion that they have created, right? Got it? अब अगर उसे criticize करना होगा तुम्हें Freud को, on what basis you will do it? Can you criticize him? मैं तो support कर रहा हूँ fully. How? On what basis?
We can just ask them all the theories made by the theologists are just of no use. So we can point out him for proofs.
I didn't understand the last pointer that you have mentioned. What did you say?
We can point out him for proofs.
Like?
उसने बोला था कि it is just an illusion. There's no entity exists like that. इसका proof क्या है? Like how can he perceive that it is just an illusion?
Okay, ठीक है. तो पहला जो criticism मिला that was on the basis of reductionist. ठीक है. अब क्या उन्होंने फ्रॉइड ने क्या करा? He basically explain this idea with fear only. ठीक है. सिर्फ fear के साथ connect किया, helplessness के साथ connect किया और childhood needs के साथ में connect किया, right? But जब religious experience की बात करें, we are talking about some deep expressions, right? We are talking about emotions in here, right? उन्होंने वो transformative वाली चीजें, meaningful वाली चीजें include ही नहीं करी, right? So he did not explain each and everything properly, right? Psychologically उन्होंने explain कर दिया with 2 and 3 concepts, right? But he left out the deeper version of what actually religion stands for. ठीक है. So this was the first reason that he was criticized, right? उन्होंने मतलब जो एक एक्सपीरियंस की डेप्थ होती है, एक रिचनेस होती है, उसी को इग्नोर कर दिया, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल इफ सेंट इज देयर एंड इज फीलिंग यूनिटी, वो बेसिकली पीस फील कर रहे हैं, राइट? उसके बाद में मोरल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फील कर रहे हैं, राइट? उन्होंने वो चीज को मेंशन ही नहीं किया और साइकोलॉजिकली भी उन्होंने इस चीज को एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया, राइट? दूसरा, ही इज इग्नोरिंग पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज ऑफ रिलीजन आल्सो. पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज क्या होते हैं रिलीजन की?
Religion always talk about detachment and ignorance of faith, and he only focused that everyone is believing in God just because of desire. But in religion, it's not true. We are believing in God for the detachment, for and kindness of ego and desire.
Religion unites us. He calls it an illusion.
Okay, ठीक है. सप्तऋषि,
Yes, ma'am. Can you repeat the question? The network is having some issue. Yeah.
so I was okay. So I was. What was the question?
How will you criticize him?
How will you criticize him? On what basis you will criticize him?
I actually couldn't hear the philosopher's ideas because I was getting disconnected again and again. So
I couldn't hear. What did he say? Can you repeat again?
I am getting disconnected. I am getting disconnected again and again due to the network. So I couldn't hear the ideas of the philosopher. So I
You didn't hear what Sigmund said? Okay.
You're saying that he got disconnected in between.
So there is a person who said that why people told Lord Krishna is Yaduvanshi. What this has to like do with the segment? I know what Yaduvanshi is, but what this concept have to do with the segment concept? यहाँ तक समझ आया? Saptarishi, do you want me to repeat segment's view?
yes, it will be helpful. I couldn't hear.
अच्छा ठीक है. No. So Sigmund said that everything is, the concept of religion is illusion, right? And he said that this is illusion. He didn't say that it is, fake or it is not real, right? So he is talking that human is feeling, fear, right? They have this helplessness, right? Fear of death is there, fear of nature is there, right? Helplessness means that they cannot control, right? So to control things and to, basically protect themselves, or maybe, to get protection, they are creating this version of religion, right? So what he's saying that all this is, mind game, and we, created this image, and after this creation we are getting protection, we are getting answers, and we are getting this shed, right? एक protection मिलती है, guidance मिलती है, and security is there, right? So this is the reason that we are creating this concept of religion. Understood? And he basically explained this with the example of, you know, imaginary father, right? Like father is there to protect, so the same way is religion. So religion is there to protect us. Okay? So if we have to criticize him, so the first criticism will be, you know, reductionist, that he did not focus on the core values of religion, right? जो you know basic होती हैं, right? We are not only talking about these imaginary things, right? हम लोग यहाँ पे emotions की बात करते हैं, right? So he did not mention those kinds of aspect in his philosophy. ठीक है? समझ में आया यहाँ पे?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. The second pointer that we have to understand is कि he ignores positive value of religion also. ठीक है. So he said that religion is what? Illusion. ठीक है. मतलब illusion बोल दिया तो मतलब he is considering religion to be negative, right? लेकिन अगर हम religion को देखते हैं तो religion is the one who is giving meaning to life, right? Here we are talking about transformation also. Here we are talking about changing the environment also. ठीक है. अगर ये सारी की सारी चीजें peace, comfort जैसी चीजें अगर हमारे पास में आ रही है through this religion, then why and how did he, you know, mention this as illusion? ठीक है. एक नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट में क्यों बेसिकली डिलीवर करा इस कंसेप्ट को? ठीक है. आफ्टर दिस प्रॉब्लम क्या थी कि वो एज अ यू नो इल्यूजन उसको लेकर चल रहा है, बट ही वाज यू नो नॉट सीइंग द बेनिफिट्स दैट दिस रिलीजन कांसेप्ट वाज गिविंग टू अस. ठीक है. सो दिस वाज व्हाई यू नो ही वाज क्रिटिसाइज्ड. ठीक है. अब उसके बाद में नॉट यूनिवर्सल. ठीक है. सो दिस आइडिया ऑफ हिज वाज नॉट कंसीडर्ड बाय एवरीवन. क्यों? क्योंकि उन्होंने इसको कंसेप्ट को किसी क्लियर मेंशन किया, उन्होंने मेंशन करा फादर के कंसेप्ट से, राइट? कि जैसे एक फादर की हमें प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए, गाइडेंस चाहिए, राइट? फॉर दैट बेसिस वी आर क्रिएटिंग दिस कंसेप्ट ऑफ रिलीजन. तो उन्होंने बोला कि यूनिवर्सली थोड़ी ना एक्सेप्ट है. ठीक है. हर रिलीजन एज अ फादर थोड़ी ना देखता है रिलीजन को, राइट? सो व्हाट ही इज टेलिंग टू अस कि यू नो गॉड को हर कोई उसी कंसेप्ट से नहीं देखता है, राइट? किसी किसी में रिलीजन में गॉड को एज अ मदर भी देखा जाता है, एज यू नो फेमिनिन दे सीज, राइट? किसी किसी में यू नो अगर हम बुद्धिज्म की बात करें तो वहां पे तो कोई क्रिएटर ही नहीं है, राइट? बट स्टिल दैट इज रिलीजन. ठीक है. अब अगर हम बात करें यू नो गॉड इज इम्पर्सनल आल्सो, जैसे कि अद्वैत में हमारे पास में, राइट? सो इट्स नॉट कि हमारे पास में एक ही कंसेप्ट है, यू नो, जैसे उन्होंने इल्यूजन मान लिया उस चीज को, राइट? एज अ फादर ही सेड, राइट? हमारे पास में इंडियन और वेस्टर्न में अलग अलग थियोलॉजी है व्हेन इट कम्स टू रिलीजन कंसेप्ट. अंडरस्टूड सप्तऋषि?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
एंड देन ही वाज अपोज्ड बाय विलियम जेम्स आल्सो, क्योंकि यू नो फोकस जो था फ्रॉइड का वो था बेसिकली ओरिजिन ऑफ रिलीजन पे, कि वो अराइज ही क्यों हुआ, राइट? लेकिन जेम्स ने क्या फोकस करा कि रिलीजन के इफेक्ट क्या क्या होंगे हमारे पास में, राइट? तो जेम्स की आर्गुमेंट ये थी कि अगर रिलीजन जो है हमारा आउट ऑफ फियर आया है, ठीक है, तो वो एक सवाल पूछते हैं कि इज दिस फियर इंप्रूविंग लाइफ, राइट? इज दिस मेकिंग यू नो आवर लाइफ बेटर, पीपल्स लाइफ बेटर? अगर हाँ तो इट मींस दैट इट हैज वैल्यू. ठीक है. सो हाउ कैन यू यू नो से दैट इट इज इल्यूजन? यू कैन नॉट से इट इल्यूजन अगर वो हमें यू नो रिजल्ट दे रहा है, right? If it is giving something, right, if we are getting something out of it, then it can never be called illusion. Illusion is that it's existing and it is not impacting in any way, right? But ये तो हमें impact कर रहा है, and for good causes it is impacting us, right? So how can you not you know include these pointers in there? ठीक है, समझ में आया? ओके. तो
Yes,
क्या
ma'am.
क्या है फ्लूइड का और जेम्स का डिफरेंस? तो फ्लूइड ने यू नो बेसिकली ही कंसीडर्ड रिलीजन एज इल्यूजन, राइट? बट व्हेन वी टॉक्ड अबाउट जेम्स कंसीडर्ड इट टू बी एब्सोल्यूट रियलिटी, राइट? उन्होंने एक्सपीरियंस के साथ में इस चीज को रिलेट करा, राइट? अगर हम बात करें सिगमेंट की तो ही फोकस्ड ऑन ओरिजिन, लेकिन जेम्स ने फोकस किस चीज पर करा? रिजल्ट पर फोकस करा, राइट? एंड फ्लूइड कंसीडर्ड इट टू बी यू नो नेगेटिव, लेकिन जेम्स कंसीडर्ड टू बी यू नो पॉजिटिव एंड लॉजिकल आल्सो विद रीजनिंग. ठीक है, गॉट इट? प्रैक्टिकल उन्होंने कंसीडर करा इस चीज को. ठीक है. ओके. तुम इसको एक बेसिस पे रोक कर सकते हो कि यू नो द आइडिया ऑफ सिगमेंट वाज लाइक टोटली ऑन लाइक थ्योरेटिकल. ठीक है. प्रैक्टिकली इट वाज नॉट प्रूवन, राइट? सो व्हाटएवर जेम्स आस्क्ड, राइट, इट वाज मेकिंग मच एंड मोर सेंस, राइट? बिकॉज इफ यू टॉक अबाउट इल्यूजन का कंसेप्ट ये होता है दैट इट इज नॉट एग्जिस्टिंग. अगर वो एग्जिस्टिंग नहीं कर रहा है, राइट, अगर हमारा माइंड में है तो इट शुड नॉट इम्पैक्ट अस, राइट? बट अगर वो इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है देन हाउ कैन यू से दैट इट इज इल्यूशनरी, राइट? सो इसीलिए यहाँ पे भी वो लैक कर रहे थे कि वहां पे कोई क्लियर एविडेंस नहीं दिया गया था सिगमेंट में. ठीक है, गॉट इट?
Yes, ma'am.
सप्तऋषि अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. Who will explain first? You explain the meaning, she'll explain the criticism, and then Saptarishi explain the meaning again.
We're discussing about the theory given by Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud doesn't believe in the concept of religion. So he basically told that it is just religion is just an illusion. We just assume that there is an entity, and we project up all our desires and needs onto it, thinking that we'll get something out of it. But this is not true. For example, if you consider a father is like the head of the family, and all the children and all the others in the family have the expectations upon him, so that they think they get protection, they feel secure. But if nothing goes in their way, they try to blame upon him. So this concept of religion is just like that. And so God doesn't exist. So it is just an illusion.
Okay. Yes.
So his criticism is that he left out the deeper version of the religion. That he left out the concept of transformation through religion. Like it brings changes in person. It makes persons their self. He says that in long term, the religion makes destruction, but the ultimate reality is that religions unites people. So he says that the religion is illusion, which is in a negative perspective, but the religion carries many positive things like transformation, morality, etc. This concept is not universally accepted because not father is the ultimate reality in everyone's religion. Like in Buddhism, there is no concept of God. In Advaita Vedanta, we consider ourselves as a god, and in some other religions, there are the ultimate divine is feminine energy, and not a father. And William James said that if this fear is making life meaningful, if it makes some sense, then how it can say that illusion? If there is some impact in our life, then this is not an illusion.
Yes. Okay. Tino. Saptarishi.
Yes, ma'am. So Sigmund Freud found Sigmund Freud in his book *The Future of an Illusion*. He described religious beliefs as wishful illusions and a system designed to cope with feelings of vulnerability, terror of nature, and the inevitability of death. So basically, he actually talks about genesis of religion, how religion was created. Because we know, as a from historical evidence, that the first genesis of religion actually happened when the humans couldn't actually understand how nature works, how there is thunder, how fire works, everything. This fearful nature, the fearful factor of this nature actually started the ideas of religious beliefs. And after that, religion got its meaning, and after that, it actually developed after so long. So Freud actually talked about the genesis of religion, how religion actually started to due to this fear of feeling, the terror of nature, the death, these things. So basically, the ideas are very much extreme in that nature because he totally rejects religion as illusion, which actually is criticized by William James as well as other philosophers. Uh, yes, so basically, his idea was basically the genesis part. No, he didn't actually talked about how the religion was developed, how religion has got its meaning, so everything was very much set out by him. So, which was the part where the other philosophers were actually disagreeing. So, this is the basic idea of Sigmund Freud that he said in his book, The Future of an Illusion.
Understood till here? सारे concepts clear है? ठीक है. So for test what you can do, you can submit it to me on mail ID. ठीक है. बाकी अगर बैठ के एक बार मुझे पेपर ही दे दो इनफैक्ट. At least you two to give me paper. ठीक है. And this is it for today. कोई question? समझ में आया यहाँ तक? So with this we have like completed this portion also. ठीक है. I think we are left with 3 or 4 chapters of this unit. ठीक है. We'll be done with the religion and then we'll be moving to another unit. ठीक है. यहाँ तक कोई सवाल? कैसा लग रहा है पढ़ के? समझ में आ रहा है? Anything that is coming in your mind after reading this?
After reading this after philosophy, I have a problem that I learned the philosophy of every philosopher, but eventually I forgot what philosophy is belonging to.
Because there are so many philosophers. And for this I told you, like in the first class I told you that you have to make a table, है ना? So that you can remember it. And then there are like notes also. And if you will not keep revising them, if you will not give tests, you will forget them. I told you there is nothing new in these philosophies. You have read it. ठीक है, you know the same society you are living in, they also like live the same society, ठीक है, तो कुछ अलग तो बोलेंगे नहीं, ब्रह्मांड का कुछ अलग सा बोल दिया उन्होंने, है ना. So you are understanding it. The moment is you are not able to recall or remember that who said what, ठीक है, and that's the main thing that you have to understand. क्योंकि अभी तो तुमने कुछ फिलोसफर्स पढ़े ही नहीं है बच्चे, अभी तो तुम इंडियन पढ़ोगी पूरा का पूरा, वेस्टर्न फिलोसफी पढ़ोगी पूरी की पूरी, राइट. एंड वी हैव टू कंपेयर इट ऑल्सो, वी हैव टू रिमेम्बर इट. इसीलिए मैं क्या करती हूँ, साथ साथ में बेसिकली कंपेयर करवाती हूँ, सो दैट यू कैन रिमेम्बर कि आदि शंकराचार्य में किसकी थ्योरी बैठी थी, स्पिनोजा ने ये वाला दिया था. सो फॉर दिस रीजन आई कंपेयर देम सो दैट यू कैन रिमेम्बर. बट देयर इज अनदर पार्ट दैट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू मेक द टेबल, जो कि अब तक बन जानी चाहिए थी, बट अब मुझे नहीं लगता उस पे हेडिंग भी लिखी होगी अब तक.
टेबल जैसे तो नहीं बनाया है, बट हाँ एक शीट में है मेंशन, लाइक जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट रहते हैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग, जो भी फिलोसफर इसमें तो लिखा है.
गुम जाते हैं, भूल क्यों जाते हैं, किसमें लिखना भूल जाते हैं वापस से.
मुझे याद नहीं रहता है, मैं लिखती हूँ याद भी करती हूँ भूल जाती हूँ, मतलब कॉन्सेप्ट मिक्स हो जाते हैं.
स्टार्ट रिवाइजिंग इट, ठीक है, एंड गिव यू योरसेल्फ टाइम. हाँ हाँ, कुछ है, बट तुम्हें समझ में आ रहा है. आई होप यू आर नॉट फेसिंग द सेम सिचुएशन. इज इट गुड? समझ में आया यहाँ तक? चलो, I'll see you on Monday and the timings are changed. The timings are 2 to 3:20. ठीक है?
But we'll be meeting at 9:05.
Thank you.
9:05. Yes. Thank you. Bye.
How will we get